Greetings and welcome to today's session. Today I would like us to look at the best way one would have attempted these items that have been done by the candidates of 2025 in their final paper. So here are the items. Item 1 is here. Item 1 had also its support files. So item 1, the support files are here, the children's file folder. Then item 2 has a folder, my school, with some of the images there. So to begin with, one would create a folder called Kakuru Benard. After creating a folder Kakuru Benard 045, I open. Inside I create a folder for item 1. I also create another folder for item 2. From there, let's look at the scenarios and the task. Item 1. Eve started a children's home in Uganda where she helps disadvantaged children. She operated for some time, but due to increasing expenditures which she could no longer meet, she applied to a charity organization for help. Fortunately, her request was granted and she was asked to make a budget following the guidelines given by the charity organization as shown below. Bullet 1. Medical fund for each child per term according to age. 4 to 8 years is 200,000 shillings. 9 to 13 years is 100,000 shillings, and above 13 years is 75,000 shillings. Bullet 2. School fees for each child per term is 500,000 shillings and 750,000 for primary and secondary school children respectively. The budget should clearly indicate the total amount spent on each child per term and the overall amount Eve expects per year. The organization has scheduled a meeting for all the institutions it helps, and Eve is expected to make a presentation of the activities done by the children at the home, available facilities, future plans, and the budget. Eve has details of the children's home and the data to be included in the budget in the children's file folder. However, she lacks the ICT skills. Task. Help Eve to prepare all that she needs to present in the meeting. Provide a soft copy on a CD or DVD and sample hard copies of what you have done to help Eve, clearly indicating your name and personal number as the developer on each of those copies. So this is item 1, and we have seen that when we open the UNEB support files, there is children's file folder. So to begin with, we are going now to do planning, and in the planning, to help Eve in preparation of what she will do in the meeting, we find that item 1 is for manipulating data using different application programs. These application programs include Word, Excel, PowerPoint, database. So according to the need of Eve, Microsoft Excel would best suit for making a budget. And then PowerPoint, since we have some images, can also be good for making a presentation. And then later she also displays the final budget. One would also think of using Microsoft Word to make a final report, but at best a minimum of 2 applications. So I'm going to use a minimum of 2 applications, that is Excel and PowerPoint, to help Eve prepare what she needs to present in the meeting. So to get started, in my folder, item 1, I'm going to create an Excel file. I go to new Microsoft Excel worksheet. I call it Kakuru Benard 045. I open it. Here is the Excel file. Then I go to the support files where I have the children's file folder. I open the children details. Here are the details. I'm going to select all of them. I copy. Then I come to my Excel sheet. I paste. So this one I can even close the Word document. So here with our Excel file, we are going to perform some calculations. So after copying and pasting, I can select my data and I double click so that the data fits properly, just like that. Then we can add a new column. For example, we can add a column for category. We first categorize category. We are going to first categorize, for example, class, primary and secondary. So for example, I can have this primary 7 is primary. Then also primary 1 is primary. Senior 4, this is secondary. We can categorize manually. Primary 3 is primary. So we copy. This is primary. Primary 5, primary. Then I can have this one. This one is also primary. 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 This is also primary. Primary. Where else do we have primary? Here. Here. And also these ones are all primary. Then for secondary, I can see we have senior 2, senior 2, senior 1, senior 5. Then we have senior 2 is also secondary, like that. I'm seeing senior 3 is also secondary. We have senior 3 secondary, and all these ones are secondary. Primary, senior 5 is also secondary. Senior 4 is also secondary. Senior 4 secondary. Senior 1 secondary. Then all these are secondary. Then we have senior 4, which is also secondary. So we have created a category to ease in creating the fees, the school fees, and medical fund. So to begin with, let's calculate for medical fund according to the category here. Medical fund. Those children between 4 to 8, 200,000, 9 to 13, 100, 13 and above, 75. So let's have the medical fund. The medical fund. Here we are going to use if function to distribute the medical fund according to the years. Here we have the years under age. So we can say equal signs if, open brackets, if C2 is less equal to 8, comma, we open quotes, sorry, is less equal to 8, 200,000, if, open brackets, if the age is less equal to 13, 100,000, the last one was 75,000. Then we close with 2 brackets. So this is how we can get the medical fund allocation based on age. So we press enter. Here is our medical fund distributed. Next, let's calculate for school fees. School fees. When it comes to school fees here, we are going to also use an if function based on the category. If, for example, equal signs if, we open brackets, if the category that is in F2 equals primary, something like that, we open the quotes, comma. If primary, we have seen that school fees primary is 500,000, then secondary 750. So from here, we are going to have 500,000, comma, then the other one is 750,000. We close the brackets. So here, this means that we have given the fees. So when we click here, we double click. That is the fees category so far. Then, up next, we are told that the budget should clearly indicate the total amount spent on each child per term and the overall amount Eve expects per year. So here this means that we are going to have total per term. Here we shall get equal signs. We can get medical fund plus the school fees needed. So we press enter. We click in the answer and autofill. Next, what we need is total per year. And under total per year, that means that we shall get equal signs. We get total per term times the 3 terms. Then we press enter. So this is the total needed per year on every child. So from here, we are almost done with medical fund, school fees needed, total per term, total per year. Then the budget should clearly indicate total spent on each child per term and the overall amount Eve expects per year. So that means that at the bottom here, we can have at least we can have grand total per term, So grand total per term, we can calculate it below here. That is equal signs, sum, we open brackets, and then we highlight all these. We close brackets. That means that we are calculating grand total per term. We press enter. So this one we don't need it. Then below here, we can calculate grand total per year. And with this, we can calculate it from here. Equal signs, sum, open brackets. We select the entire column of grand total per year. Like that. We close the brackets and press enter. So far, we have done the grands. Next, one can think of at least putting the UGX symbols. So we highlight our values like that. You can hold Ctrl and also highlight this. Then we right click, format cells, currency, reduce this to 0. We can put UGX. We select that and click OK. Next, we can also highlight our data. We change the font style. For example, Times New Roman and 12. Like that. We save changes. Next, we can also work on our titles. We can bold them. And maybe we can also change their font style. Yes, something like this. We can also highlight and maybe put some background color. More to that, I think these are a bit large. Let's make it in small letters. Medical fund. Medical fund. Even here school fees is too big. Yes, I think this is okay. Then next, we can highlight this data and we put grids. So here we can put grids or borders. We save changes. Now, after putting the grids, remember in Excel, one should generate a graph. Now, to our data, we are going to generate a graph of number of students per class. So we can have a small table here where we are having class and then number of children. So this means that here we are going to get, for example, children in primary 1. We calculate them. Those in primary 2, we also calculate their number. Let's say primary, what is primary 2? Okay. So primary 1, then primary 2, primary 3. So primary 2 is here. Then we need primary 3. We shall need also primary 4. We add there. Primary 5. Here is primary 5 and 6 are here. We add them here. And lastly, primary 7. 1 is here. Just copy and paste. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we got senior 1. Then we shall need senior 2. We shall need senior 3. We shall need senior 4. There is senior 5. Then lastly senior 6. So we can also add them here. So these are the classes, senior 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we need to count how many children are in primary 1, those in primary 2, those in primary 3, like that. Equal signs count if, open brackets, then we highlight the range for class. After highlighting the range for class, we are going to put a comma, then we open quotes, primary 1, close the quotes, close the brackets. There we shall need to know the number of children in primary 1. We press enter. So with this function, we can fix the range so that we scroll down and get others in their respective classes. So let me use F4 on the keyboard. And if it fails, I can just put a $sign here and also in the middle, before and in the middle. to make it absolute. I press enter. Now I autofill. Primary 2, I double click and change this to primary 2. Same for here. Primary 3. Same for this. Primary 4. Primary 5. Primary 6. This is 7. And then this is senior 1. Senior 1. Senior 2. Senior 3. Senior 4. Senior 5. And lastly senior 6. So from here I'm going to highlight this data. I put grids also. I save changes. So with this data we can create a graph. So I'm going to highlight this data. I go to insert. I pick like a column graph. Then I move chart to its new sheet. I call it graph. I click OK. Once we are done with this, let's label our chart. Go to quick layout. For example, pick layout 9. We can say a column graph showing number of children per class. I press enter. Then here is number of children. Then this one is class. Enter. We must now put our headers and footers. Go to insert headers and footers, custom header, Kakuru Benard, click OK, custom footer 045, I click OK, OK. Let's go to sheet 1. We also put headers and footers, insert headers and footers, Kakuru Benard, I got footer 045, I go back to header, I click in the work. Go to page layout, orientation, landscape. You can see the work is not fitting on landscape. So what we can do now is go to page setup, click more ribbon launcher under page setup, fit to, then here we choose A4 and click OK. So this work must fit on our A4 page. So we can rename our sheet 1 and call it, for example, budget. We press enter. So we have budget, we have graph. That means that when we click file print, this work fits on an A4 page with headers and footers. Even the graph, click file print, the work fits on that landscape page. Let's choose A4. We save changes. So we are done with our budget. So from this budget, let's now create a presentation. In our folder item 1, I go to view, to right click, new, Microsoft PowerPoint presentation, and then I'm going to call it Kakuru Benard 045. I open the presentation. So with this kind of presentation, we are going to ensure that we give a slide title, we talk about the child's home, we put some images, animations, transitions, etc. So click to add first slide. So I can call this slide Eve Children's Home. Eve Children's Home, Uganda. Then this is by Kakuru Benard 045. I create a new slide. So in a new slide, we can have introduction, and in the introduction, we can say, for example, we can use some information from the scenario itself. If children's home Uganda looks after children who need help by providing food, shelter, care, and education. That is our introduction. We can have another slide, what they do, their activities, home, facilities, future plans, and budget. Okay, so next slide, we can talk about, let's say, activities done by the children. Activities done by the children. We can bullet them and say maybe play and recreation. Group learning. We have things like drawing and singing. They also do simple cleaning. More to that, there is guidance and counseling. Guidance and counseling. Let's have another slide, for example, for facilities available. Facilities available. We can include, for example, sleeping rooms. We have study space. We have cooking area. There is a playground. We also have a water tank. We can have a slide for future plans. Under future plans, we can think of more sleeping space. We are planning for a library and the reading corner. We intend to have more learning materials. We also intend to grow food, and we also need to teach skills like sewing and crafts, something like that. Then our budget summary, we can have another slide for budget summary. So with the budget summary, we know we have had the, for example, medical fund depends on age. Then school fees, that's school fees. This one we have seen that it depends on class. That is the primary or secondary. Then the total yearly cost is calculated. So here we are going to insert some images and we make our presentation better. So I can go to design. I pick any design of my choice. After putting a design, we can now start inserting some images. So for example, this one we can center. We can also center this. I go to insert pictures, desktop, from our UNEB support files, children's folder. We pick. the children's home. We can put an image here. Then here, we look after children who need help with shelter. So we can insert, for example, an image here. These are the children who need shelter. Something like that. Then here, activities. We can insert a picture. We have some children doing activities here. Then facilities available. We can have a picture, for example this one, showing facilities available. Then our future plans. We can, for example, have this image for future plans. Then next, our budget summary. So with our budget summary, we can, for example, have, for example, this image. Yes. Let's have a conclusion also. Conclusion. Under conclusion, we can say that the home supports children with love and care. With continued support, call it help, the education will have a better future. Thank you. The education of the children will have a better future. So that is our conclusion. We can also insert an image, even activities. We can also have 2 images, something like that. Now, more to that, in a presentation to be better, we can go to the slide master, click view slide master, scroll up, click on the first slide. We can put here some animations, for example, Shivo, for the titles. Then for this text, we can say grand turn. For this under home, we can, for example, make it color red, shadow, bolded. We increase font size, maybe to 54. Then here we can say it is Times New Roman. Font size maybe 32. We save changes, insert header and footer, date and time, slide numbers, footer, Kakuru Benard, 045. We apply it all. One can also go under transitions. We insert a transition. For example, box. That's our transition. Box from where? Maybe from left. Apply it all. We can put some sound. Maybe explosion. Apply it all. Automatically after 0.2 seconds, apply it all. We save changes. Now when I go back to slide master and I close master view, so here you can see that we have edited our presentation. We can now work on some of those images that are covering our work. For example, here one can be there, another one here. Yes, this one we can expand it a bit. This one we can remove it from the text there. Same to this, our summary. Same to this. Next, let's now link our slides to one another. Let's insert shapes. We pick action button. We draw here. Then we link this to next slide. Same here. We link it to next slide. Same here. We link to next slide. Same here. Next slide. Same here. Next slide. Same here. Next slide. Then when we come to conclusion, we insert a return button. This one, we draw a return button. Then we link it to first slide. Okay. So next, one can put like a presenter note. So we can say meeting presentation. So here, maybe on slide 1, speaker notes, meeting presentation. That is the speaker note. We save changes. Then somewhere in our work, under budget summary here, under budget summary, we can also include the graph from Excel. So we open item 1 Excel. We can get this graph. We copy. We come to Excel and paste it here. We reduce the font, reduce the size and put it somewhere here. Under budget summary, for example, that one can work. We are trying to make it a multimedia presentation. The graph is there. Yes. We save changes. So while we are printing, we have to print handouts. We click File, Print. Under full page slides, we choose handouts. So these are our slides in handouts. So we save changes, print. So that is our item 1, where we have used a minimum of 2 applications. So up next, we shall be going to item 2. So item 2 has a scenario that starts: Summit Forge Secondary School has been facing challenges in recent years. The school's publicity in the community is poor. Students' enrollment has been declining, and the school struggles to attract new students. The head teacher and the school board of governors think that by designing a website as a way of marketing the school, the surrounding community and the world at large will get to know more about the school's history, academic programs, co-curricular activities, and the contact information. The head teacher has contracted your ICT teacher to do the work. Fortunately, your teacher has in turn assigned the work to you and provided you with some data you may need in the support folder My School. Ask, do the assignment. Provide a soft copy on a CD or DVD and sample hard copies of the assignment, clearly indicating your name and personal number as the developer on each of those copies. So meaning that item 2, Summit Forge Secondary School needs a website. And in this website, you will look at a number of pages, for example, the school's history, academic programs, co-curricular activities, and contact information. So we are using a support folder called My School, which is here. So that means that we are going to design a website using these files. So first of all, we are going to get these files. We copy them. Then after, we come to our working folder, item 2, we paste them. So after pasting them, we are going to use them like that. So after pasting, let's now create an expression web file. So we open and use expression web as one of our web authoring software, expression web 4. I open. Once it has opened, I'm now going to save my HTML files in that same folder. So to begin with, go to site, new site, then from there, one page site, I browse, desktop, Kakuru Benard 45, item 2, I open, and I click OK. So this means that from here, these are the images in the support in our folder, desktop Kakuru Benard 45, item 2, and this is our first one page site. So we right click and rename it. We can call it our home page, home.html. That is hypertext markup language. We press enter, we click yes, yes again. So double click to start designing. So this is our first page. We can right click, we go to page properties, page title, call it home page. Then under formatting, colors, background, we can choose a background color to use. For example, this one. I click OK. I save changes. Now we need to write our school title. We are going to make like a top banner. So with our top banner, I'm going to insert a table. So I'm going to go to table, insert table. With this kind of table, I'm going to have one row and about 6 columns. How am I going to use these columns? I click OK. So on the left, I would like to have a logo there. Then on the right, I mean on the next cell, I'm going to have the school name, Summit Forge Secondary School. This school name, I can put it here. I can highlight it. I bold it. I increase font size. I can change the font style, maybe to Arial narrow, maybe extra large 36. Here I want us to create a logo for our school. Let's open like PowerPoint. In PowerPoint, you can easily create a logo. So here I can insert a word art, and this word art maybe like this. This is the Summit Forge. See, Summit Forge Secondary School. Having done that, I can insert any image from the support files or from what I have pasted. I pick any of these images. For example, this one. I put it around here. I can minimize it, and then I also crop it, trying to make a logo so that we can use it, something like that. Then I get this, I can put it here, then I arrange in front of text, bring it front, something like that. This can work as my logo. I click on this one, I go to format, crop, shape. I can choose that oval. So trying to ensure that this is my logo, for example. Let me actually make this text better. So under shape format, I want to make my text, for example, have an outstanding color and an outline like that. Select all, Ctrl A, then right click and group so that it is one image. So I right click and save it in my folder, Kakuru Benard 45, item 2. I call it logo. I save. I close PowerPoint. I close everything. So that means that in item 2 folder, here, I've generated the logo, which I will use here. So I click here. I go to insert. picture from file, then I double click the logo. I click OK. So this is our logo. I can resize it. Let's resize it. Double click. Picture appearance. We double click. Let me put it properly. I double click the logo. Then after double click, appearance, remove aspect ratio. For example, I can give it 80 by 80. I click OK. Oh, too small. Let's resize again. 100, 100. Yeah, 100 is okay. So this is our logo. Then from there, I would like us now to put the links to other pages. So here, I'm going to have the home page. Then we shall have the academics page. Academics page. Then we shall have activities page. And lastly, contact us. Contact us. So these are our 4 pages at least. These are our 4 pages. From here, below this, we can put a horizontal line. I go to insert, HTML, horizontal line. I double click that line. Maybe I can call it black, solid. I increase height, maybe to around 8. I click OK. That's a horizontal line. Then, this working as a top banner, I would like to format it as follows. I can come to color highlight. I pick like this color highlight. I click apply. Then this font color, I can choose like yellow. I apply. Something like that. So this color highlight, let me choose another one. For example, that. I apply. Below our horizontal line, I'm going to put a marquee of our school motto, running. So here, I can come to code. Then below horizontal line, let's put a marquee. So we open the tag, we write marquee. Education for a bright future. Education for a bright future. Then I go back to design. This is our marquee. I can bold it. I can increase font size to around that. I can give it, for example, yellow as the background color, and then the font color like the previous one, like that. So that is our marquee. Then next, after the marquee, we can now put some content on our page. So I press enter like twice. Then below here, this space will be for content, but let's first put a footer. So I'm going to put a table of 1 row and 1 column, everything centered. I click OK. Designed by Kakuru Benard 045. Then highlight your table. Give it the same formatting for the top banner. Bolded. Font size increased. Can be centered. We save changes. Up next, we are going to create other pages, and then we link from here. So let's create other pages. This was home. Let's create academic page by going here. We right click, page properties. Then call this academics page. Then under formatting, same background color, we click OK. We save changes. Directed will be taken where home is. This is where on the desktop, Kakuru Benard, item 2, home. Save. Control N, another page. Right click, page properties. The next page we said it will be called activities. Formatting, background color. That one. Okay. Control S, activities. And our last page, we are going to have the contact us page. Contact us. Under formatting, choose same color. Okay. Save. It's there. So our 4 pages so far, they are within our working folder. So these are our 4 pages already. Now we come here under home. We start linking. Control K or go to insert hyperlink. So this home be linked to home. Before you click OK, make sure this one is not there. So click a different page, then come back to home. It should be home.html. We click OK. Next, academics page, Control K, academics. Okay. Next, activities, Control K, activities. Okay. Next is contact us, Control K, contact us. Okay. So we can highlight our pages. We can change maybe the font style. One can use such kind of font. We bold. So from this, we can save changes. Then Control A, highlight all. Control C, copy. We come to academics. Control V, paste. Control S, save. Activities, Control V, Control S. Contact us, Control V, paste. Control S, save. Now, when you check in your folder and you open, for example, home, this is so far the logo, the title, the home page, academics, etc. So when you click home, it reads here. Academics, it reads here. Activities, it reads here. Contact us, it reads here. Horizontal line is there. MAPI is running. Here we shall put the content and the footer is there. Now let's begin by designing the home page. So we shall center our content. We say welcome to our school. Welcome to our school. Or let me write welcome to Summit Forge Secondary School. Education for a bright future. So we can highlight this, we bold. One can even underline it. We can increase font size a bit, something like that. Then below here, we are going to at least have some text and some images. So let me insert a table of 2 rows and 2 rows enough. 2 rows, okay, 1 row and 2 columns. Table centered. Let it occupy like 95% of our page. I click OK. So how is this page going to be used? So here you can insert an image, insert picture from file. So from here, I can pick any of these images. For example, I can pick this. I click OK. Then on the right, I'm going to write some information there. This is Summit Forge. Yes, Summit Forge Secondary School. So we are writing some text. Summit Forge Secondary School is committed is committed to providing quality education, character. This is what you call character formation and life skills. Here we create a supportive environment. Let me call it supportive and safe learning environment. Supportive, safe learning environment that helps the students to grow academically and socially. More to that, I think here we are good to go. We can add 1 or 2 paragraphs. Our motto is already there. Motto, we are looking at education for a bright future. Then we can talk about our mission or vision. Yes, our vision. Our vision here is basically to produce responsible citizens. Produce responsible citizens that contribute positively to the society. Yes, something like that. So we can highlight it, increase font size. We can even center it. This one can be bordered. This one can also be bordered. We save changes. So far, our homepage has this kind of information. Maybe we can add there one more thing. That is our mission. So our mission here we can say is to nurture students through quality teaching. Yeah, quality teaching, maybe we can say discipline and mentorship. Then we can have another table. Another row. Here we can add some text, or we can add another image. Let me add another image, and let's say I put this. I click OK. So I double click. Let's say this picture had which measurement? 397 by 266. So double click, appearance, 397 by 266. I click OK. So that they be of the same height. Then I can say that our background, and with this we can say Summit Forge Secondary School was established in 2010 with the aim of supporting with the aim of supporting learners, within the community, to access quality education, quality secondary education at an affordable cost. Full stop. Since then, the school has continued. To experience growth in our staff, students, and leadership, and support from the community. So with this, I can press enter. We get this. Increase font size 24. Then we can select this. We board it. Center. Save changes. So when I come back here and I click our home page, so far we have this content on our home page. Let's now go to academics page. With academics page up here, we are going to talk about our academics generally. And with these academics, I want us also to have a table, because tables are good for aligning content. And with this, let's have at least one row and 3 columns centered. Let it occupy about 95%. We click OK. With this one, let's have academic programs. So with these academic programs, we can say that we follow the national curriculum. For lower and upper secondary. We have subjects offered. Subjects offered include, we can have bullets here. Where we have mathematics, where we offer biology, we offer ICT, we offer physics, we also offer geography, we offer CRE, history, we offer economics, we offer entrepreneurship, etc. So this, we can board this, increase its font size, and then the bullets here, we can also increase their font size, something like that. So within this column, we can have some images, or even this can actually be in the middle column. So that here we put an image, I insert a picture. Academics, for example, this image. Then also here we can insert another image. An image academics, for example, that. We save changes. So when we go to academics page, something like academics can be that. We can also add maybe another row. one can add another row. We add more images for academics. Which other related to academics? I think I've not seen any. Okay, that's enough. We can save changes. We are done with our page. Academics, that is enough. Let's look at activities. Activities within the school. When it comes to activities, one can mention like co-curricular activities. With co-curricular activities, we can have this centered, bordered, font size increased, and maybe underlined. So with this, we can have a table of about 2 rows and 3 columns, centered. Let it occupy like 80% of our page. We click OK. We are going to put a number of images here with their captions. So I insert, for example, there is this. I double click, appearance, remove aspect ratio, let's say 400 by 300, something like that. Then I press enter. I call this school choir. Then in the next cell, I insert a picture. Okay, so double click, appearance, remove aspect ratio, 400 by 300. So this one we can also press enter. So this one we had used 400 by 300. Then this one we can say netball team. In the next cell we can insert another image. Let's say this one. We double click, appearance, 400 by 300. We click OK. So this one we can call it the football team. We put more images, activities page. This one we double click, appearance, remove aspect ratio, 400 by 300. We click OK. Then this one, agriculture team. Then in the next cell we can also insert another image. From here we have these. We can call these ones for the cultural dance. So we can caption them, cultural galas. Then lastly we can have another image. From here, say, which other image can we have? Here. This we can call this leadership office. So we can say leadership office. So some of these things we can now select all. We can board, we can center the content, we save changes. So from here, activities page, co-curricular activities, images are there, and we have displayed them properly. Let's now look at the contact us page. So with the contact us page up here, we are going to look at a few things. We can also have it in columns. I can have a table of yes, two rows and two columns, centered, occupying like 90%, or even 80% would be enough. We click OK. So within this table, I would like us to first look at the school administration. So with school administration, we can have a small table inside here. We can have a small table within this table of about 4 rows and 3 columns. Yes, we click OK. So with this table, it is too big. Let's adjust it. Table properties. So this table, like 50%. So with this table, we are going to use it as follows. I can have the name, the title, then we have contact or email. So to begin with, we can have, for example, Mr. Kato Emmanuel. This one is the head teacher, and he's contacted on 0775610762. We have another one like Mr. Mugerwa Paul. So Mugerwa Paul is the Director of Studies. This is paul@gmail.com. The last person we can have, for example, Miss Akelo Dora. This one is the school bursar, and you can contact her on 256758. So these are the school head, the school leader, the school heads that we can easily contact. Then this side, we can have what we can call a horizontal. This one I'm going to merge it. Let me check if we can merge it so that we can have a form here. So we are going to have a form, online registration form, So we are going to have a simple form here. For example, students can submit their need to join this school. So here, let's have a simple table. So table, we insert a table of 1 row and 1 column, centered. So inside here, a student may need to give us their name. So go to insert HTML, more HTML tags, so that we get the toolbox with the form controls. Drag the form control there. Then we start with name, so that a student can submit the name using a text box, like that. We can also have a student's email, same, a text box. The student can tell us the class they are interested in, like we put a drop down menu, then we double click and edit it. Instead of no, modify S1, okay, add S2, add S3, add S4, S5, S6, click OK. Then we can ask a student to tell us the gender, can either be a male or female. That's the radio button, male or female. And next we can ask them to attach recent report card or result slip, so that they attach a file, input file. Then after send, we can have the buttons for send. It is input submit, input submit. We can also have another one for reset. So submit, we can call it send. Then this one we can call it clear. We click OK. So this was our online registration form. We can board and center. This table we need to modify it again. Table properties. Let me give it 70. Maybe 80. Yes. After having our form, one can work on the font size. Let's give it to 18. Same here, 18. Yes. So this form of ours, let me increase it. Okay, then I increase font size a bit. Then here, for more information, send us an email, that is at summitpoach@gmail.com. That is our email, summit@gmail.com. So under school administrators, we can board, increase font size, and center the content. We save changes. So when you look at our contact us page, we have included some information about the school, an online registration form. We can as well make this table visible. Right click, modify, table to format. So we can use any format to ensure that our table is visible. In a format to ensure that our table is visible. That is our contact us page, school administration. We have included a registration form and an email. So we are done with our web design, basically. So this means that from here, we are supposed to burn our work on CD. Let me center this content. Academics, we can have this centered at the best. Something like that. So we need to burn our work on CD. But before burning, we need to see how to print. How does it look like? On the home, Control P. When you press Control P, you will see the work is organized like that. If it is breaking, put it to landscape. There is good. Click on print. So from here, we can choose our printer and then we print. Academics page, Ctrl P, landscape is okay, we print. Activities, Ctrl P, landscape is okay, we print. Contact us page, Ctrl P, we also print. So generally, that is in brief how you can attempt your online platform. So lastly, we are supposed to provide a soft copy on CD for all our work. So this means that now we close the entire expression web. Our sites are there, well linked with their images. From here now, we are going to burn this folder on the CD. So insert your CD in the banner. Then immediately you will see a pop-up. You will see a pop-up. You write your names and personal number. For example, here disk title, Benard 045 with a CD player because we have inserted the CD. We click next. Remove any work that is not yours, delete it. After, drag and drop. When you drag and drop, the work will be shown there, ready to be written on CD. Right click and say burn to disk. You click next. So the burning is ongoing. Once burning is done, the CD will come out by itself. Now we have successfully burnt our CD. This means that now we get our CD. We write with a permanent marker our names and the personal number. So here we can click finish. So we have successfully completed the two numbers.